welcome back to another type of video where I'm going to talk about some wants, basically. Some wants and that I want. Wants that I want, that makes sense. The last one I did similar to this, where I went over the top 5 species that I want to see get redesigns from Jurassic World Evolution base game. I don't think that got quite across. Did phenomenal. I was just so blown away by the support that video got. I've read every single one of the comments on that video, and I figured I'd do something similar. Jurassic World Evolution 3 has officially launched now, and while we got a handful of new species, I still think there's a couple missing from the roster that I personally would really love to see. That's what I'm going to go over in today's video. A bunch of species, or the top 7 species, that I really want to see. So I'm going to start big and I'm going to start strong with basically just one of my most wanted species, Irritator. Now this, if they were to add this species to the game and add Irritator, I feel like it would create quite a fair bit of controversy depending on how they include it. Now, I'm not going to go too much into it and the paleontology of it all, but Irritator couldn't open its jaw up and down. It physically was incapable of doing that, which has sent a lot of people to believe that it had a very weird way of opening its mouth. And, there'll be renditions of that on screen now. And I feel like this is the only way they should do it. Especially considering we already have 3 Spinosaurids in the game. We have Baryonyx, Spinosaurus, and Suchomimus. It's just another thing that could set this animal apart from the other not crocodilians, Spinosaurids that we have in the game. I also just really love Irritator, and we haven't gotten a new Spinosaurid at all, and I would really like to see one. So, first one on the list. Number 2 is another one that gets thrown around quite a lot, and that is Plateosaurus. Because it was a Triassic dinosaur, so it was one of the first dinosaurs that we know about. It's an incredibly unique dinosaur. Looking at the roster we have, it would be quite large, and it would just bring something really unique to the game. I would love this species in the game. I would love to get Plateosaurus. There's so many renditions, so many different just morphology that they can take from, they can pull from, and just, I would love, I don't know what else to say really. There's a lot less to say about this one compared to Irritator. I would love to see it. I think they would do a phenomenal job bringing it into the game, and we get a bit more of that Triassic representation, which can be kind of lost at times for the dinosaur community. This next dinosaur has always just been one of my favorites. I've always loved Saltosaurus. Something about just the way that it looks. It's a really unique sauropod. And while a lot of people would probably pick something like Argentinosaurus or Titanosaurus as a new sauropod to come to the game, which, fair enough, I would love to see Saltosaurus. It is unfortunately similar to Ankylodocus with that backplate, but Saltosaurus was actually real, and Ankylodocus is a hybrid that was made up. So, I would prefer Saltosaurus. It also gives us a little bit more uniqueness in our sauropods, stops them from looking so bland, depending on how they want to incorporate it. I doubt that they would give it the proper backplate that it's quite seen a lot of the times with, and they would more opt for the osteoderms on its back, which, hey, I'll take as long as they're noticeable, and it would give us some really unique patterning that we could get a really nice set of counter shading over these osteoderms and its lower belly. Would really love to get Saltosaurus, particularly just, I know a new sauropod, and we did just get Patagotitan, but I still want one. I still want more. Patagotitan is cool, but I prefer to get Saltosaurus. The first non-dinosaur, congratulations! And it's not the last. Hatzegopteryx. I felt like I had to include a pterosaur on this list because they're amazing. I love pterosaurs. I have so much bias to them, and particularly beautiful as darkids like Hatzegopteryx. Now, yes, we do already have 2 in the game, Thanatos Draken and Quetzalcoatlus. But I'm okay with a 3rd. And I feel like a lot of the community would be too, because, while yes, it would look somewhat similar to Thanatos Draken, I believe Hatzegopteryx was bigger. Or smaller. It might have been bigger. So I looked it up. Thanatos Draken has a wingspan of 7 to 9 meters, while Hatzegopteryx has 10 to 12 meter wingspan. So Hatzegopteryx was bigger. But I would love to see Hatzegopteryx. I feel like, again, it just gives us more variety. It gives them another chance to show us what they can do with patterns and how they've really, elevated in their design. And, we could get something that looks really cool. Especially with the new walking that pterosaurs can do. Be phenomenal. Again, I love Hatzegopteryx. I'm super glad Thanatos Draken was included, because it's, so much less popular and brought more spotlight to that species. But I'd still prefer to get another one, because pretty. Another extremely popular species, Shantungosaurus. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that Shantungosaurus isn't in the game. Well, I say that. I feel like it's not in the game just because of its sheer size. Like, it is the largest hadrosaur that ever lived. And it's huge. It's big, huge. And I love it for that. It's massive. It's another hadrosaurs. I love my hadrosaurs. I think hadrosaurs are some of the most beautiful dinosaurs. I love them. And getting just another one would be incredible. Especially because I can't remember the last one we got. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, and I can't. I don't know what the last one we got was. Have we ever gotten one for a DLC? I don't think we have. So, unless you include the Ouranosaurus new skin variant, we haven't gotten a new hadrosaur since Evolution 1 with the Cretaceous dinosaur pack. I could be wrong on this. This is what I found, is that we haven't gotten a new hadrosaur in a long time. So I've just obviously cut there. You know the answer to that question now. I still don't. I'll get back to that. I would love to see Shantungosaurus. And it allows it to differentiate itself from the other hadrosaurs by being just so purely massive. And it would be great variety, especially, it'd just be gorgeous. It's a beautiful animal. I'd love to see the dinosaur in the game. And I hope it gets added. Now, Cosmoceratops was a complete toss-up between Cosmoceratops and Diabloceratops. Diabloceratops is probably my favourite ceratopsin out of those two at least. I do prefer Diabloceratops. And while my bias kind of wants to put it here, I feel like Cosmoceratops would be a lot better because Diabloceratops is distinct, but there is nothing that looks like Cosmoceratops, particularly with that beautiful curved hornage and that. And, its horns coming out to the side like that, and its face, it would just be an amazing creature to get. Again, with the work they've done on Lokiceratops and the male Triceratops, we could get some really cool patterns and some really cool colours. And I really hope we see this species just because it would look so good in this game. And with the extra patterning work that they're putting in, the new detail work and that new texture work, I would love to see Cosmoceratops. I just want to see a new Ceratopsian. I know we did just get Lokiceratops, which kind of faults my argument there. But I still stand by it. On to the last. I had to include a crocodile. I had to. I couldn't not. Sarcosuchus. Well, a lot of people would probably prefer Deinosuchus. I prefer Sarcosuchus. I think Deinosuchus is just a bit much. I prefer the much more modern crocodilian style that Sarcosuchus has. It looks so much more sleeker. And with the deep water, the way they've added deep water, the fact that both Nothosaurus and Archelon have been cut from the game gives me so much hope that we are going to see something incredible. I have full faith that we are seeing a semi-aquatic DLC that gives us A, deeper water, B, a way to connect our lagoons to natural habitats for the likes of Sarcosuchus, Nothosaurus, and Archelon, and allow them to travel between the lagoons and the water and on land. Particularly for Nothosaurus, less so for Archelon, but still, the fact that both of them have been cut, the community's requesting a crocodile, we have deep water in the game, The puzzle pieces are there, Frontier. The puzzle pieces are there. Please take the opportunity. Please use them, please. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. This list was kind of hard to make, a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, because I had to really work out what dinosaurs or species I just wanted in general. I was going to do 5, and then I was like, I can't. I need to do more. So I settled at 7. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching again. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.